Greetings everyone, Angrade here with another Age of Empires 4 replay. Well, on the south side as the green Japanese, we have a foreign name, which may or may not be Japanese. I can never tell what's Japanese or Chinese. I can tell Korean apart from the two, but I can't tell between Japanese and Chinese. How you can tell Korean apart from the two is, you notice that Korean has a lot of little circles and ovals in the characters. That's my best way of figuring that out. And it's on the top left side as the orange Zuzi's legacy. We got Lord_Voldemort. This map is, of course, has a bit of, technically a little bit of a hybrid map, but we don't really see fishing ships all too often, though the Japanese do have cheaper fishing boats, so if you see cheaper fishing boats, can't speak, it'll likely be them. When it comes to Zuzi's legacy, his map generation, you can see both his wood deposits are on the sides of him, so not any good coverage there. Both gold deposits in front, with the large gold down here. Got two small gold deposits next to each other here, so that's going to be a good spot to lock down for either side. And got a pile of berries there, so for the Zuzi's legacy, that could be a good spot there. So maybe we'll put it right there, they get two gold deposits as well. If he wants, you can always put it here to get some berries and stone. Or right there. Meditation garden's going right there. That should skim. Let's see how lenient it is. This is always far more lenient than I expect. The Japanese player, his wood deposit spawn next to him. Both his gold deposits spawn pretty close by, so easy to secure that. Though forward. Go to township, so that is the shinobi. Force Lord spawns over here versus over here. Let's see, a small gold here. Where's the last small gold? Way down here next to Pumbaa. Let's see. Oh, it skimmed the stone deposit? I missed that entirely. Oof. You can see double gold versus the stone, so it skimmed all of those. Ooh, that is going to be a pretty good one. Professional scouts immediately on the way for the Zuzi's legacy player. Which, stupid question, I don't see any stable one. There's a stable there. Professional scout before there's any scouts in the field. Starts obtaining the one at a time. And I missed the shinobi advance way forward, sabotages the mining camp. Did go with the blink, sabotage, and of course always disguise himself as a villager. We do have two shinobis in the field. Shinobi are pretty strong. They have 20 damage, man-arms attack speed, and +5 versus all melee, both cavalry and infantry. They are light infantry, light melee, so they are countered by archers. They have 80 health, and they do cost 100 resources. Honestly, I sort of wish to see what happens. They do get automatic age buffs increased. They do have good movement speed as well. I sort of wonder what happens if people actually spam them out in large number. I mean, 100 resources for a very strong unit. Granted, a little bit on the squishy side. In comparison to the horsemen, they have far higher DPS, 25 damage versus, in their case, just 9, with attack speed of slow as well. Two shinobi actually maybe win the fight. The problem is they are squishier than the horsemen. Yeah, no, 3 shinobi maybe will win, but not 2 actually in that situation. Scout push way forward. He is camp link away. The shinobi do have a faster movement speed, Musafati warrior movement speed as well. I wonder how effective are they if they would get a bannerman to go along with them and get increased damage. Would those the percentage increased damage does affect the bonus damage as well? Let's skip out this one here. Got a good number of horsemans in the field. Zuzi's legacy player has 3 Zuzi's legacy scouts, 1 Chinese scout, and large set of horsemen. I love it so this bug. I'm pretty sure they get a Chinese scout rather than Zuzi's legacy scout. As a weird bug right there. It's been that bug's been in the game for quite some time, and I don't think people notice it because I think there's very little to notice. Floating gate now being researched by the Japanese players, so we've got a fast castle for the Japanese. Who, of course, cannot go for castles in Castle Age. Another outpost here. This one does get fortified. We got 6 horsemans there. The shinobi can take these guys out and to have 125 health in exactly 5 hits. Plus 1 melee armor would allow Zuzi's legacy players to take a 6th hit, or acquire a 6th hit. A Mount Lu Academy now being employed in the field, so we've got a somewhat fast Castle Age for the Zuzi's legacy player as well. Big pile of arrows there. Of course, floating gates being built by 8. The faster production Chinese variant of Zuzi's legacy is building with 12, so it looks like he will manage to age up first. Floating gate can continue with just 1 villager now. So the Zuzi's legacy player did have a faster castle. And the Mount Lu Academy is interesting. Most times you see people rush out the Shaolin Monster to get out early monks to grab the relics. He's going straight for the Mount Lu Academy, immediately go for the regional inspection, improve the Imperial officials improved. Cannot speak. Imperial official improved from the supervision from Imperial. I cannot speak right now, can I? Better supervision. Which of course will make it improve the from 100% to 300% increase. But it should not affect the resource drop off. But still, that's pretty nice. I do have now a monster going on up. But it's going straight for the upgrade. As nice as it is, I guess you're able to pump out units and rush out the alternatives, the Yoshiros for the from the floating garden. We do have some mounted samurai being queued on up. Zuzi Legacy is going for a number of crossbowmans and spearmans and lancermans. Mounted Samurai does take a bit of a stab there. He did have his deflection move. Scout taking some hits as well. Does slice apart those horsemen quite nicely. The Mounted Samurai are currently has less DPS than the Shinobi there. And there's automatic age up buffs. Does get plus 12 and plus 3. The bonus versus melee is still the same. So plus 12. Was that a going from 80? So that's a 1. Yeah, worry about that later. Hardened Spirit and 90 health in comparison. Mountain Samurai does kill out Crossbowman, does kill off the monk. Of course, it is just disappears. There's no carcass for it. That's not a villager. That's a shinobi who's now stabbing the crossbowman. Of course, it is not melee, so it's getting bonus damage. And its armor is starting to fall back. Still one more shinobi on the field. There's a shinobi there. Yeah, that setup increases seem like a normal setup increase, going from like hardened to veteran. Jengen Tower gets cancelled. Jengen Tower gets queued on up, which will give him some rebate upon booting some structures. Also has tax drop-off location, which could be very nice if you want to deploy out granaries around it. Do you actually have some of your shears thrown into the farmhouses, giving a nice amount of food income? Stable, building some samurai now. This will put up the Zuzi's Legacy Player Song Dynasty that will reduce the cost of economic structures, their wood costs at least, as well as their housing. So it makes their farms cheaper, the granaries cheaper, the villages cheaper, and the towns is cheaper, but only the wood costs, not the stone. Does it make the pagodas cheaper? No, it does not. Song Dynasty is actually pretty weak for the Zuzi's Legacy, but it is still necessary for the granaries. But still nice as well to help transition to farms early. Good wave of mounted samurai now on the field for the Japanese player. And the Zuzi's Legacy does go for a good number of spearmans and crossbowmen, so I can see the Zuzi's library be very nice to get out the 10,000 bolts and the fire lances. Survival techniques, +1 range armor, level 2 wheelbarrow, veteran Yumi archers. Yumi archers probably good at call against the crossbowmen and spearmans. These units are on to rotate all the way up north. And samurai heading down south a little bit there. Shinobi here will get stabbed a couple times. Does stab that spearman a couple times. The veteran spearman gets up to 110 health compared to Shinobi's bit more squishier 92. Of course, the Shinobi will still beat the spearman 1v1 in combat. Does find some more of these scouts here, so they will be picked off soon. Try and bring home more of the not bacon but venison. When it comes to sheep count, 26 versus 22, small advantage for green. Level 3 wheelbarrow, +1 melee damage for the Japanese player, +2 range damage. And the Zuzi's Legacy is going for +1 melee damage as well. Now the Shinobi torching down some of this policy gate does sabotage it. I wonder, it says production is disabled. I wonder if the disable's capability to be open and closed. If it did that, that would be so funny and potentially overpowered if it could just disable the ability of a gate to be open and closed. What do you guys think about that? Should gates, or should Shinobi get the ability to sabotage the gate from being open or closed? Would that be overpowered or no? Or would that be offer interesting enough utility you want to see at least done for our patch? Looks like orange found 3 relics. How many relics did both players get? Orange found 3, green found 2. Blah, cannot speak. We do now the Palace Guard upgrade, going from early Palace Guards to regular Palace Guards. Big round Spearman, Crossbow with a couple Zunchnu's mixed on in, got for free from the Zhengen Tower. Shinobi being shanked. Yumi Archers firing away. The 60 shots there against those archers. Yumi Archers started stepping away. Yumi Archers do have a fast move speed like Shinobi, so they can complement each other. One will be good against light melee infantry units. The other one will be also effective versus all melee. So they can complement each other's movement speed. They won't complement each other's fighting capability. Got a pair of outposts now, both garrison. Yumi Archers are going to try to protect. They're trying to be upgraded spring guards, not being fortified. Fortified may want to come first at this moment. Does lose a couple of villagers there. Yumi Archers firing away, trying to take out as many of these spearmans as possible. Spring complex is almost complete. We've got the bolt magazines being researched by Orange. Why are they all screaming when one gets hit? That's sort of weird. Am I crazy, or were they all screaming when one guy goes down? Bolt magazine is now complete, so now the Zunchnu's will get bonus efforts light to melee. And we are going to see not H4, but Yuan Dynasty for the Zuzi's Legacy player, which gave him access to the Shaolin Monks, Pagodas, as well as to reduce the cost of all units by, was it 10%? Which is very powerful. 10% cost reduction across the board for all your military units is very nice. And Shaolin Monks are also pretty nice, well, they only cost food. Zuzi's Legacy player does not have access to, enough wood to get out pagodas times 3. Pushing down that wall segment. Now you can see here, the Spearman, which usually costs 80, now costs, let's see, 6 and 2 less. Yep, that's 10% cost for the reduction. Now it costs, can't do math at the moment, 72. Yumi Archers firing away. Crossbowmen set us up in the way. Yumi Archers pushing the way forward. Does take out some villagers there. A Palace Guard charging way forward. They of course have less armor, so the Yumi Archers will be able to do a little bit more damage to them, even though they also have less damage themselves. Crossbowmen firing away, putting some rounds of bolts into these various heavy cavalry. Here's the Meditation Gardens, which is going to be greatly disturbed by all these nearby units. Mounted Samurai being picked off one at a time. The Lancer does go down there, just leaving Yumi archers versus these crossbowmen. And he is also getting 12 wood chips per minute, which of course I think is greatly disturbed, so it should be able to double, so approximately 24 wood per minute, maybe 25 wood. Got some of these mounted samurai coming down south. Orange does have 2 town citizens on the field. Green only has the 1 so far. And Green has killed off 42 villagers. He has really killed off a good number of villagers. Oh, I have not been paying attention to the villager count whatsoever. These guys must have been just slaughtering everything up here. But I'm still busy on the action down south. Orange is down to 30, less than 40 now of villagers. Killed off, slice off 51. Orange had a nice little advantage, but that's no longer the case. Japanese players also have a good stockpile of resources. Zuzu's Legacy does have some of a stockpile. Can't afford another town center, does not have enough stone. Probably gained just a good amount of passive income from the various, now also including pagodas. So he's getting about 46, now 49 per minute. Yumi archers now picking off some, no, still engaging the crossbowmen. Hitting some villagers now. Just the 2 samurai remaining. Or Yumi Bannerman, they do have the increased movement speed as well. We also got a good round Zush News as well as crossbow now in the field. Mix of both. These Zush News have 7+1 so they have pretty good amount of damage. They will struggle versus the Mounted Samurai who have of course 6 armor, so they will only do 1 damage per bolt or 3 damage per volley. Right now, Orange looks like it has all of its upgrades available in this age. Green appears to as well, actually going for 1 more mining research, so missing 1 wood chopping research. And Green also has 1200 stone, so is he going to go for a Shogunate Castle soon? Does cost 1200, so he has enough stone, though he just spent a little bit there upon the spring golden placement here. Good number of units here. Large number of mounted samurai, handful of Yumi archer, mostly Yumi archers here, but good amount of mounted samurai. Got a mounted bannerman and Yumi bannermans. The Yumi bannerman as well is classified as light range, has 2/2 armor, but not classified as heavy. Probably for balance reasons, so the crossbowman just doesn't outright just counter it quickly. Shogunate Casanalo on the build queue for Green. Japanese players aging up. The Tanegashima Gunsmith will get free gunpowder units. The Castle Crow would be very nice here to lock down these gold deposits and then just start bringing in some treasure caravans from here. But he's not going for that. See a large number of peer officials here, but looks like they may be largely idle. I don't see them supervising anything. And start pushing up over here. This is the capital town center as well. Trying to rapidly produce out some spearmen in reserve. Thanks to advanced Imperial supervision, he's able to pump them out as quickly as 3 seconds each. So he's able to summon a quote-unquote militia pretty quickly. A lot of angry men of 26. Japanese players, of course, aged on up. Zuzu's legacy players pretty close to aging up as well. Yumi Archers have the same range as these Zunch News now at 5. Silk Bowstring help counter that out. We do now have the Elite Mounted Samurai upgrade and increased Mounted Samurai move speed by 10% while deflection is active. Both of the landmarks for Temple of the Sun provides more immediate benefits than the unique research. Probably Divine Haste would be a good call. He doesn't really have cavalry in the field. Though part of me believes that the Zuzi's library wouldn't be half bad for the 10,000 bolts upgrade right now. By default, the Divine Haste is active, but I always want to see people to go for Divine Vitality when not active in combat, just to get that health regen going. Same thing with Age of Empires 3, like healing dances. Level 4 melee. You're now champion spearmen. Probably need to get out some elite army tactics as well as incendiary arrows. Zuzi's legacy player is not max of population, nor is the Japanese player. How many pagodas does Orange have at the moment? He does have 3 pagodas in the field. So he's getting X amount of income here. Tithe barns would be very nice. Incendiary arrows being researched now. Dolly Horse has not been researched just yet. Large number of these mounted samurai push forward, has a good number of bannermans go along with them. Outposts upgraded, being immolated by all the crossbowmen and Zunch-News. Zunch-News have 2 times 3, or soon to, or could be 2 times 4 against these buildings. Did that spring card only got 1 shot? Silk bowstrings now being researched would help out his Yumi archers fighting against all these Zunch-News. But with Divine Haste, these guys can help close the distance a bit more easily. Villager does go down there. So a touchdown with that wall segment. Villagers here being pursued by the mounted samurai. And samurai do take a bit of a volley there. It does lose one of the mounted samurai. Oh, got some guys up here. Let's see. Various mounted samurai. Spearman there. Scout is here. More mounted samurai on the build queue. Outpost does go down. Monk there gets picked off. Zuzi's library is complete. That will put him up the Ming Dynasty, which will of course give his cost reduction, give him what, plus 20% damage on his unique units? Dynasty units? Something involving dynasty units. We do now have the 10,000 bolts being researched. It's been a while. Elite crossbow, see nothing there. There's Zunchnu. Ming Dynasty deals plus 20% damage, which should be immensely powerful for the Zunchnus. So this will give also 10,000 bolts, give the Zunchnus an extra bolt. Let them do 13 times 4. Plus 1 versus light melee. Not important in this situation. Let's see, against yep, 13 times 4. Mountain Side right now have 7, can go up to 8 to range armor. But they could still take quite a bit of hits there. Not to mention the crossbowman. The extra bolt does 6% less effective, but still can hit quite hard. And especially with the heavy, goes from like 12 down to like 5. A lot of his range units in the back line are intercepting. I'm not sure what other upgrading went for the Zuzi's library. Maybe he hasn't got anything just yet. Mounted Samurai, of course, of very high quality. Spearmen is still being picked off by the Yumi archers. And looks like orange does hold on to destroyed value. Green has a higher destroyed value than orange by a fair margin. But these are a lot of gold units, and this is a lot less gold intensive. 40 gold for the crossbowman, 20 gold for the lead Zunchnus. He's going for a mix of Zunchnus and crossbowman. And still has 41 spearmen. Has been claiming all the taxes, so doing quite well with that aspect. And big round of fortified outposts for green somewhere. I guess 2 of them here. You Marchers doing a good job with the increased range. They're able to fire a bit more safely, but I guess good hits there. Got a big round of more Zunchnus being pulled on the field. Mounted Samurai charging way forward. Spearman coming along the flank. Crossbowman being microed on the back, trying to slowly pick off these mounted Samurai from a relatively safe angle. We've also, of course, got the bombard causing issues. The Zuzi's likes to go with a mix of Zunchnus, Crossbowman, and Spearmen on the build queues. Ashgar, your hand cannoneer is being pulled in the field. Going for the Otsu, the unique hand cannoneer variant that's good against siege weapons. Or buildings, I should say. It is classified as heavy gunpowder unit, so Crossbowman will do bonus damage to them. Does inside the keep, but of course a couple of villagers do draw a short straw. Green's trying to fall back there. Some Yumi archers there being picked on off. Of course, orange has this gold deposit in the sphere of influence, able to claim from it. Green is grabbing his opponent's large gold deposit over here. That is quite important. So this is basically equivalent to a large gold, just leaving this one largely untouched, or entirely untouched at the moment. Just a scout up here. Green star or orange star pushes way forward. These arrangements actually do pose a threat to structures now. Just shoot enough and a structure will go down. Good number of spearmen and more of the Zunchnews. So I put some rounds into the keep. Zeus's legacy player has some resources to work with. Actually a bit low on wood. Crossbow don't cost wood, so maybe just divert all the available wood to spearmen. Just players is lacking some gold, has plenty of food and wood, so maybe horsemen would be nice, as well as enemy archers. I mean, horsemen against all of these range units wouldn't be too half bad an idea, though they just have a sheer amount of firepower to them. Rebalkans would be a bad idea. Rebalkans have low range armor exchanged from some extra or decent melee armor of 10. So Mangonel is probably a good idea for these Japanese player. Can't deploy that from Tanishima Gunsmith though. And not enough stone there. Samurai being picked on off, Zunchnews slowly being peeled apart. We do have another 15, 16 Zunchnews on the build queue, trying to go for even more than, and going for some Palace Guard now. Palace Guard has less armor, exchanged for extra mobility. And with Divine Haste, they probably move as, yeah, they move almost as quickly as Heavy Cavalry, though the Samurai with Deflection do move pretty quickly themselves. Got a big round of forward production here for green of stables. Looks designed for a bit of stability in his life. I wonder how his horseman upgrades are coming along. Let's just keep an eye on the stable. He doesn't even have veteran horsemen. He needs to get a veteran horseman, I would say. Mounted samurai are expensive. Start transitioning, or at least get the research. At least get up the veteran horseman and try to go for elite horseman. Because he's all the range units to fight against. Got another 36 more Zunchnews on the build queue with 74 on the field. Or just going to just punch his way forward. Or should I say shoot his way forward. We have a number of hand cannoneers for the Japanese player, but don't think great idea. Tanishima Gunsmith here, no charges. He is going to get a good amount of resources here, but he's out of gold here. This gold's been obtained there. So the Japanese player is actually just outright running out of gold on the map to use. The Zeus's legacy player has a good stockpile of resources. And of course, as he starts building trash units, he can get taxes to get gold. And of course, the Zuzi's Legacy player does have more gold, free gold income in through the relics and their pagodas, not to mention the meditation gardens to provide a little bit extra more as well. So he has a good amount of passive gold income. Not even still have access to a gold deposit here, but both players have roughly similar numbers. Man Samurai is trying to push right forward. He has only Zunchnews on the field. Interrupts that volley there. It's just standing and firing now. Hand Cannoneer is being intercepted by Zunchnews. He will break through that line of Zunchnews. Church Players does also have a good pile of stone, so it can go for some castles. Maybe a couple castle on next to the sacred site there. And potentially it will also protect his trade route if he ever goes for some trade. Villager is trying to go for the stone deposit, but they will be intercepted by all of these Mountain Samurai. Zunchnews are pushing way forward. Slowly but surely, he will break through all of these Mountain Samurai. Going for another round of walls to help trap the Mountain Samurai. Going for some stone walls here. And Samurai starting to go on down. Green does have a higher destroyed value. Actually, no, orange has a higher destroyed value. I've been getting the collected resource mixed up with the destroyed value. I really think the collected resource should be a lighter color than destroyed value. See here, destroyed value. Orange has 86,000 for 61. My apologies, I get those numbers mixed up. Probably because I see the word destroyed value and look underneath and see the big orange number. I wonder if there's any better way to do it. Yeah, maybe they could. One thing they could fix this down here is have destroyed value here, and then orange and green text underneath, and then collected and orange and green text underneath it, rather than doing this half and half thing. I think that would be a bit better on the UI. It would roughly take up the same amount of space there as well. Same thing with worker skill and army value. Like those don't sync up whatsoever when it comes to concepts. Worker time and idle time does make sense, but that could be categorized one's green stuff, one's orange stuff. Which sort of is now. Got over 100 Zunchnews I saw for a brief moment. The Zunchnews only cost 20 gold. Compared to these Mountain Samurais was 100 gold, 110. 110. This castle's gonna get ripped apart. You need something starting to start a step back from these Mountain Samurai. Very nice. Like I said, the Japanese player could try cheaping out and go for Horsemen, but he's out of gold even for getting Veteran Horsemen, let alone Elite Horsemen. He's also actually now out of food. He is going for... Oh, he does have Veteran Horseman research, just doesn't have Elite Horseman. Statistically, Horsemen are more cost-effective than Knights. Oh, and Green does fall back now. Or back of the game now. This is Angrade saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay.